Welcome to Yoruba Kingdom TV. Build by passion.
Top of the morning to you. It's quite a chilly morning here in the ancient city of Oshobo, and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Frank Talk this week on Rave 91.7 FM. Here, we define every beat of the moment. We bring you amazing music, quality conversations all of the time. What we do on Frank Talk is to give you the latest information there is on the issues trending in the polity, so you have a better understanding, a deeper insight into the issues that we look at here. Policies, politics, governance, and socio-economic matters. My name is Daniel Odeyemi. All right, let's get straight on into the discuss for this morning. A number of events in the past week have brought to the fore once again the agitation for true federalism in Nigeria, culminating into the usual debate of the type of governance the country runs. You'll recall the recent judgment of the Supreme Court mandating the Federal Account Allocation Committee to pay monthly allocation directly into the accounts of the 774 local governments across the country. While some hail the judgment, others say the verdict is a negation of the true concept of federalism. Eminent Nigerians, such as former Nigeria's ambassador to the Philippines and veteran broadcaster Dr. Yemi Farumbi, strongly believes that the verdict is an aberration. So is Mogaji at Goyegadejumo. This discourse is ongoing in the midst of serious economic hardship planned by cross-section of Nigerian youths to protest, and the allegation by sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Lindume, that Bola Tinubu's administration is run by kleptocrats. A lot to discuss as to what exactly would give us the Nigeria that we so much needed and would make the country a prosperous nation. So much to talk about. However, this morning I'm joined by a chieftain of the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, Mogaji Gboyega Adejumo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for joining us on Frank Talk once again, sir.
My pleasure, Daniel. I'll always be here. So anytime you need me, I'll be here.
We're grateful, Chief. Sir, a clamor for political reform seemed to never end in Nigeria. Is this clamor really genuine? What exactly are we practicing as a form of governance? Is it federalism or what some people call centralization?
It is definitely centralization, and I will let you know. The very first constitution in this country was the Clifford Constitution of 1922. No African, that is the way they described it then. Of course, Nigeria was born in 1914. So they brought something in 1922 because the British that even colonized us up to today do not have a written constitution, but they have all manners of norms and principles and all which would not need to be taken into a book form because everybody knows. Right from 1215 of Magna Carta, they've been able to have all of these things, so we are used to it. Just like your empire that lasted 600 years, we didn't have a written constitution, but everybody knows their position and their ways, and everybody conformed. But modern state would say, okay, let's have a constitution, something written about the way we want to be governed. Now, don't forget one thing. The people must come together and do the constitution. That's it. It is the people who come together, the federating units, that say this is how we want to be governed. And as I'm beginning to progress, you will see what it means to have true federalism. Like you said, what we have is centralization. So the very first Clifford Constitution of 22 did not even have a Nigerian input. So it was not our constitution. It was just what the British gave to us. Just like the 1999 constitution is not our own. It was what one man called Yadudu and some people in the military gave to us. It is not our constitution. Anyway, the next constitution we had was in 1946, Richard's Constitution, which of course was written by Richard, and it was only unitary, just about what they had in the UK. And there were Abba riots, there were riots everywhere. In fact, even in Yoruba Land, our pockets of resistance. As at that time, Chief Obafemi Awolowo was not yet back in the country, but he raised the awareness that this is wrong through the Egbe Modudua. It was not well received. Like I said, riots and everything, protests greeted it. Even the British knew there was something wrong, and it was done by the Governor General, whose name was Richard, so it was named after him, Richard's Constitution. So Richard was removed, and they brought in Mr. Macpherson. Mr. Macpherson improved upon that and gave us a pseudo federal constitution. That is what we call the Macpherson Constitution of 1951, which was the constitution upon which we had the very first election, and such an election all over. But then all over the Western region, that is, it was experimental. And of course, that was what led to the formation of the Action Group. Just about 3 months before the election, and the Action Group won. If anybody ever tells you that the claim by the NCNC that some people cross-carpeted and all of that happened, tell them no, it did not. And all the results of the 80 contestable seats I have, and that is the truth. In fact, there were 80 seats. The British retained 10, the power to appoint 10. 70 became contestable, as it were. And the AG won 38 outright. If you like, I can send the results verbatim to you after the show. So that led to Chief Obafemi Awolowo becoming the very first in the whole of Africa to run a government, an indigenous man, an African, so they will say, a Yoruba man from Ikene, and of course, he was called the leader of government business. The first truly federal system was to follow because even with that, we had not agreed totally as to how we will have the country being run. So a London conference of 1953 was what finally resolved it. And in that conference, the states or the units, that's the Western region, the Eastern region, the Northern region, were given full autonomy to run their affairs by themselves. They would have all that accrue to them by way of revenue. They will keep 65% of it and only remit 35% to the center. So you can see that the center was made to be just that organ of federalism, or that tier of federalism that will represent all of us and will have an exclusive list that will include security and a few other things, foreign affairs and a few other things. But the states or the regions, as they were, held the power to decide how they want their place to be governed according to their culture, religion, tradition. And that is why we had free education in Western region, when nobody else had it. We had the highest living wage. Now there's a difference. When people talk about wages and salaries, they mix the two together. What you get on a daily basis, hourly basis, is wages. Just like you have in the UK or in America or anywhere, France in the world. You have what is called wage, which is daily or hourly wage. That is what you get. But when you are talking about salary, Then you're talking about what is given to you at the end of the month. So there's a difference between wages and salary. So we mix it, which we shouldn't. So Awolowo was paying the highest living wage in Nigeria, independent of whatever was happening in the east, independent of what was happening in the north. West. We were self-independent, in which case we had even consulates all over. I would all establish the very first consulate in the whole of West Africa in Saudi Arabia, so that we can have those who are going on pilgrimage. He was not a Muslim, but this is what will help his people, so that, because as at that time many people go to the Hajj, and please, I am challenging anyone who is going to contradict, and more than half of them will not come back. So he said, no, nothing like this is going to ever happen to people of the Southwest, who have a preponderance of the number of Muslims, almost totally that of Christians. So why shouldn't they get the very best? So we had our London consulate, and it is the Western Nigeria House that has become the Nigeria House in London today. That is what the federal government took over. So if we had all of that in 1954, and we are in the year 2024, and listen to me, my brother, that is how many years? 70?
Yeah.
And we are still talking about what is federalism and true federalism. Then we have regressed. Look at what happened between 1951 and 1959. In the whole of the Western region, up till today, our 6 states have not been able to reproduce it. Plus Edo and Kwara, making 8 that Awolowo ruled over. And with all that he achieved in 9 years, we have not achieved it with this system, this unitary system, this centralized system, in even 50 years. So why would anyone now tell us that we should continue with the nonsensical, I'm sorry to say that, but there's no other way, in the nonsensical way we've been running Nigeria ever since our true federalism was taken away from us in 1966. So yes, there is need to go back to where we were. Look at what has just happened recently. The federal government decided it was going to even tell us, we that love education, that they can even dictate by an executive fiat that anyone who scores 140 should be given admission. Is that the way we were? I wrote concessional exam in 1977 when I had course to write JAMB for the very first time in 1978. And let me tell you what happened. I got 258, and I wanted to do a course that the cutoff was 260. University of Ife, I was refused admission. And I had 258. Today they are saying that somebody who has 140 can simply gain admission into a university. These people in the same federal government, don't they have children that goes to school abroad? Can they tell any university in the UK or in America and Canada to lower the cutoff point because of their children? Why are they doing this to us? Come on, Bola Awaje. Come on, Bola Awaje. In the Southwest, come on, Bola Awaje. We cherish education, we cherish dignity. All of that has been eroded by this centralized government, and they are even trying to do it through the local government. Many people don't know. They are talking about corruption. If you want to fight corruption, there are ways of fighting corruption. Not this thing about the federating unit. When Nigeria came together to form a federation, the north region, the northern region, the eastern region, western region, the federating units came together. I'm from Ibadan Northwest local government with headquarters at Onireke. Onireke did not federate. Either the Kaduna Kao local government federate. No, she mean local governments federate. In fact, there were no local governments then. They were only called provinces and divisions. Maybe it is this word called government that is confusing people. They did not federate. What federated were we, the people of the Western region, agreeing with the people of Eastern region, agreeing with the people of Northern region to come together. And before independence, there was a whole lot of discourse about it. In fact, there's an interview that you can easily find on the internet. The man from the British Broadcasting Corporation, asking Chief Obafemi, is the Western region now ready to federate with the rest? Awolowo said yes. But when Awolowo said yes, twice he tried to put into the Constitution, and that is another thing that we must talk about at one time. Mm-hmm. The clause to say that at any given time, any of the federating units, federating regions can say, I want to pull out. And Zik, in one of the interviews too, said he regretted opposing Awolowo on that clause. In which case, it is not about, again, Ibadan Southwest local government or Apigio local government or Yimekun local government that federated. The Western region said, let us have a clause to say that we can, as a region, decide to pull out. Funny enough, the Northern region agreed. In fact, the very first word, Araba, which means separation, was inserted into our lexicon in 1953 by the Northern region people. And they said they wanted to pull out from the rest of us. So what has changed? What has changed? I continue to ask, what has changed from then to now? That we cannot even say that let us have true federation. We may even say we don't want to pull it, but let us have full federation where we can be the one, we want to run ourselves.
Chief, I think at this point,
that God has given us.
I need to ask you
yes,
that Nigeria's constitution already ensures a central government, and states that are independent as entities. Is that not enough federalism?
It cannot be enough federalism because, like I said, this constitution, 1999 constitution, there was no constitutional conference. We had a constitutional conference in 1988, yes. We had one in 1977 that Chief Awolowo refused to be part of because he knew it was going to fail. All this will have to be put on the table. Did we have a Constitutional Assembly in 1999 or 1998 to give us this so-called 1999 Constitution? Even as defective as it is, the fact still remains that we can do better. But again, the path to changing the Constitution is so very difficult. We've tried many times to change it. Obasanjo knew there was something wrong with this Constitution, even as the first president to operate it.
Yeah. And
he agreed that there should be many changes. But of course, the third term thing disrupted that. I don't know who started the third term and scuttled it. In 2014, Jonathan did the confab to change the same Constitution, which in the 2014 confab, the truth is that regionalism was put back there, that those who want to federate as a region can go ahead and do so. So why would we think that what is in this 1999 Constitution is enough? And if it is enough, then we now have a federal government that is going to be paying all the local governments. Look, it is so sickening. More powers are not being given to the center. He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Are you not aware of the fact that in this Nigeria, look,
Mogaji,
this constitution is the problem that we have.
Okay, please, can you hold your thoughts?
It's the problem that we have. If I begin to state all the issues with this constitution, believe me, you will probably need 10 hours of this program for me to continue to state how terrible it is.
All right, can you hold your thought, please? I need to go on the commercial break. When we come back, I'm also interested as to how or why we can't take a look at constitutional amendment to address some of these challenges. We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back. It's still Frank Talk on Rave 91.7 FM, and I've been speaking with the chieftain of Afenifere, Mogaji.
Oh, sorry.
You want to correct something, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes. I'm appearing here as Boyega Adejumo, and that will be the only reason for me to come here, so that it stands that I pulled out of the Afenifere, but again, that is not the reason why I'm here. But I cannot understand that maybe you didn't get that memo, but let's just go and introduce me as a concerned person, a leader in the Southwest in all ramifications. I hold 3 traditional titles in this Yoruba land, and I've been around ever since the agitation to put us back on the right pedestal since 1992 happened, and I will continue to be part of the discourse in national affairs, in Western Regional Affairs. I'm a member of the Eminent Elders Council, and I've just been part of a new organization called the Western Regional Organization that aims to take us back to being who we are without scrapping the states, but forming a federation of the states of the Southwest. And we will go by the name Western Regional Organization for now, to put us back in the right place where we ought to be. And I have said it somewhere else. If you check international publications, journals, and the rest of them that will have to do with development and growth of places in the world, everybody is talking about the Asian tigers and China.
Mm-hmm.
But ever before them was the Western region that, as far back as 1962, was adjudged as the fastest growing region in the world, with more to show than any other place in the world in the international indices of looking at the progress and development of certain people. And what I'm saying is the truth. The royal family of Saudi Arabia used to come to UCH in Ibadan for treatment. It was our seedlings that were taken to both Malaysia and Indonesia, and from there they have the highest income from the produce of palm oil that we gave to them. It was all Mr. Alpata, even from an Edo man, that the Western region government sent to Malaysia to help them with the planting of palm trees and palm oil processing and the rest of them. So we are not just going to look at all these glories of the past and say that is where it ends. We want to continue with it just the way our founding fathers did. So, yes, I'm still involved in what is going on. Like I said, I belong to a new organization called Western Regional Organization. And we are working with so many like-minded people from different organizations, different groups, who are committed to putting the Yoruba back right on track. So that is what...
okay, very well taken, Mogaji. I apologize. I think, although I knew you were no longer the National Publicity Secretary, but I didn't know that there are other developments. Okay. However, I'm interested in how we can employ constitutional amendment as a tool, but then I think it's important to talk about the core of federalism, and that will be, fiscal matter, some major fiscal matters. Now, I learned that a region, as it was called then, and you've made reference to it already, had passed to hold about 50% of the money it generated. Today, the 1999 Constitution ensures 13%, and I hope on point. Do you think that fiscal matters such as this is an infraction of what you see as true federalism?
For true federalism, I have said so here, I've said so in many other places, is about those who feel it can make a whole lot of sense coming out with teaming up with each other, with other people of like minds, to form a stronger, stable entity. Let us face it, federalism is the best for any space with many nationalities. That what we have in Nigeria are many nationalities. There's Yoruba nation, there's IGBO nation, whether you like it or not. What qualifies you as a nation? In terms of numbers, Yoruba about 60 million. We have countries that are less than 8 million. So why don't we qualify? We speak the same language. In all of the southwest states, including 2 local governments in Kwara, and trust me, even 1.5 in Delta. There's a place called Ogbodu. The Ogbodu people are between Agbo and Isoluku. They speak Yoruba. Pure Yoruba. And then, of course, everybody knows Wari now.
Yeah.
Even the president Olu of Wari, the mother is Yoruba. And the Shekiri, that's the 29th dialect of the Yoruba language. So why are we not qualified to be a nation? So what we decided to do was to say, let's form with other nations and say, well, we want to do better. Like Texas. Texas joined the United States and after some time left the United States. And after a while came back to join the United States. The United States actually started with only 4 states. And the rest were still going on as if they are countries. So I cannot subject my sovereignty as a Yoruba man, my dignity as a human being, to somebody who does not appreciate me, appreciate my industry, appreciate what I stand for. If somebody wants to export limbs, human limbs and arms, and that's what they want to export, why not? Let them do it. It's not about me. We don't do such. So we only export what we want. We can export yam, we can export anything. Just like Awolowo, we export cocoa, we export timber, thick leaves, thick trees, and even up till today, go to Europe. All the wood they have are named after Yoruba trees, like Iroko. So why are we talking about federalism now? It's only because the Yoruba have not been given their dues, and I'll tell you.
Okay, Mogaji, if you look at it from this angle, the federal government has some major revenue sources: oil and gas, royalties, licenses and fees, corporate income tax, VAT.
Sorry, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have to stop you. And you see, the Nigerian psyche had been bastardized. We have been conditioned to think there's this almighty federal government. And that is why somebody will be selling presidential form for 100 million. Where is it done? That 100 million is even non-refundable. So if I give you 100 million, that means I must have maybe tens of it. Where did I get it from? Simply because I'm a minister. Is that what we should continue with? And then if I get there as president, won't I recoup my money? A local government chairman will probably spend about 20 million to do election to be chairman local government. You want that local government to grow. Won't he get his money back and get more? This is in Nigeria where somebody will meet the ordinary commissioner and he will go to church to do Thanksgiving. What's the salary of a commissioner? Tell me, what's the salary of a commissioner? Meanwhile, his friends and relatives and all that will give him a bill at the end of the month that is over 20 million and salary is 500,000 naira. You are already indirectly telling him to steal. So that is the way we should continue. That is the point I'm making. The people, look, Zamfara today, they are mining gold, but they are keeping it to themselves. Watch me. And I support them. It belongs to them. You say oil and gas. The oil and gas belong to the people of Niger Delta. It's a very simple matter in federalism.
Mogaji, if Zamfara is keeping its gold...
Why do we... Hold on, Daniel, please. We go to school, you and I, to excel so that we can be promoted based on our output. If we go to school at the end of the day, all of us are going to be given first class, then would you study? So every state, every month, they go to Abuja to collect money. Is that what they do in America? Every state generates their own revenue. Nobody goes to Washington. Now they want our local governments to go to Washington. How many boroughs are there in the UK? How many counties are there in America? The number of counties in a state alone can be up to 50. Okay, let's just say on an average, 50 counties per state. Then multiply that by 50. So they should be going to Washington every month to collect their money. So to 50 multiplied by 50. I didn't say 50 multiplied by 5. 50 multiplied by... That's the number of counties. And it's an anomaly. Nobody does it. Now, it is bad enough that 36 governors, they carry bowl in hand and go to Abuja every month to go and collect what they didn't work for. So, they are given a location based on what? And then, of course, you now want to add to it 773 local governments. Because actually, Bakassi has been given out. The Bakassi local government is no more part of Nigeria. They say 774. Who is collecting the money for the 774th local government that is no more part of Nigeria? Anyway, so add 36 plus 774. Anyway, all of them, they meet in Abuja every month to collect money from almighty federal government. Based on what? In federalism, every region or state, when we had the cocoa of the Southwest, who were coming to us to come and take money from cocoa, which federal government owned cocoa? So when we had the three federating regions, who was going to Tafawa Balewa to say, bring money from your granite? Or going to Okpara to say, bring money from your coal? Each person had to strive to eat. Look, I don't know. Is it that we are not teaching history in school? We are not teaching civics in school again? People don't know what governance is all about? That we are we have all of these things, and then everybody is being promoted. Everybody is being given what they don't, what they have not earned. We should all strive. Restructuring is what we've been talking about. What is restructuring? Each person will have to work hard. When Awolowo started his television station, just hold on, please. When he started his television station, he called it first in Africa because we were truly first in Africa, even before France. Okpara went and did the same thing in the East within 3 months, and he said Eastern Nigerian television second to none. But that was competition. They all laughed about it. But today, it is federal government that's going to establish this. Federal government is going to establish that. Based on what's the criteria? Ordinary Apapa local government is responsible for 77.6% of non-oil revenue. And that is through the Apapa port, the Roro port, as well as the Zinkana land port. And then, of course, all the money being collected there is being shared by 36 states. Why?
Amazing, Mogaji, I understand how passionate you are about this, but I'm saying that you look at some of these major issues. Don't you think that the recent judgment of the Supreme Court mandating FAC to now pay, local government allocation directly to them, don't you think it's a solution to some of these challenges?
It is against federalism, against regionalism, and must be condemned. You see, what people are looking at is, our local government chairman, finally, they will be free of the clutches of the governor. Now, what is it? What is in a state? Is it not just every inch of the state belongs to a local government? Okay, so let the governor too say, okay, you local governments, you collected their money. I won't do anything in your local government again. You go and be doing it, whatever. Whatever money I have, I will use it wherever I want. They are just going to cause trouble. Now, again, how does a local government chairman emerge? Is there a guarantee by you, Daniel, or anybody listening to me, that the way the local government chairmen have been emerging in Lagos since 1999, through one person who determines who is local government chairman, is going to change because of this ruling of the Supreme Court? And then tell me, Shebi Lagos, I've now had 37 what is it called? LCDS, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So who is going to pay them? Because the Constitution has 774 listed in the Constitution, so there is no room for the 37 in Lagos. Sabi? So who is going to pay them? Is it the federal government too? Answer now, Daniel.
That's another issue because I heard a report of a SEC saying that they will take a look at constitutionally recognized local government.
Daniel, they have people who go into election into these 37 LCDs. And I'm saying, by virtue of that and this ruling, who pays those 37?
I understand your perspective.
I don't understand, Daniel, and many Nigerians don't understand, and I won't blame them. It's because of the wrong education they've been given. It's because of the fact that they've been too used to a position. Look, go and read Plato's cave. There were men who were put in a cave, only one source of light. They never saw the sun. They became accustomed to it. They were there for many, many years. No source of other light. The space is the only thing they knew. When they let them out into the open, they almost went crazy because they're only used to that one single light in the cave. They couldn't appreciate or comprehend even what is called freedom. That's what's happening to Nigeria and Yoruba, which is a sad thing.
By the way, Chief,
you have been too conditioned into poverty. We've been too conditioned into slavery of this Unitarianism, not to know what accrues to us, not to know the dignity to which we are born.
I get that, Chief.
Is that what is happening in Nigeria?
However, Chief, can't constitutional amendments solve these issues?
Daniel,
yes, I hear you, sir.
Some people feel that they are slave masters in this country, and they are treating some of us like slaves. And somebody like me should shut up my mouth.
So I'm looking at it, Chief, that can't constitutional amendments solve some of these major issues? For instance, okay?
Look, do you know when America was established? It was established in 1776, and the Constitution which are using has only been amended in 1776 to this day is 248 years, right? Mm. In 248 years, they've only attempted to change the Constitution 18 times in 248 years because it's so difficult to change. I remember 1998 when we were all sitting together, and this idea of this Constitution that is unworkable came up. And some people said, Constitution, we'll change it. And some people like said no. It is now that we must make sure that this Constitution is not put to use. And one of the elders said, and Ransom Kuti shut up and said, kill and soy, just that it should be a bo. Since the day we've been talking that this Constitution is bad and people are talking about changing it, or people are saying, okay, let us amend it. How many amendments have you done? How many amendments have we been able to do in 25 years? Because it's difficult. Let me even tell you something else. Who are you? And the first thing, those people who believe that they own Nigeria, that they are born to rule, will tell you is, okay, go to the National Assembly, because they know that it's going to fail a road Donny to say go and affect. Why do you pack a tire that has 200 holes? Is it not better for you to go and get another tire?
Mogaji, please, can you hold on your thoughts now?
Please, Daniel,
we need to open up the phone lines as we speak.
Daniel, it cannot be amended. If you want to amend it, you will do it in that house. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, the Northerners have more than 100 representatives over the number we have in the South. In the Senate, they have 9 senators in the North over what we have in the South, and you believe that you can change it. Change what?
I can see the phone line person already, Mogaji. 0806-867-6165 or 08058174262 are the studio lines to call. I take your messages as well on our social media handles. I have my first caller this morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Yes. Alaji Mukuta Wadeleke from Okebale.
You're welcome.
To me, we should review the Constitution. The structuring is the answer to Nigeria's challenges, that is, standard and holistic review of the Constitution for true federalism. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for that. Another caller here. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Shalama Konjola, speaking from Ushugbo.
All right.
I want to thank our guest. He spoke brilliantly, and God will continue to bless him and you, Daniel. My own opinion is we should have constitutional amendment or have a new constitution. And this structuring is also very important. Or we go back to our regional government, like what Awolowo did. Look at cocoa and granite plam in Kanu, no more. Cocoa in the western region, no more. If the government didn't get it right,
All right. Thank you for that. Here on Facebook, I have Ahmed Olaigwe, and it says, from Oshobo, and it says, God bless Mr. Mogaji Adejumo. Nigeria is in the wrong country. Is the wrong country, rather. I'm tired. Well, you can be tired of Nigeria. Okay. I have Ashelu Adeniyi who says, kudos to Mogaji for this insightful discourse. He is so passionate. Nigeria's problem didn't start today. We have lagged 50 years behind. Southwest region will have been the best in terms of development. In fact, we will be comparing, or we could be compared with the likes of Texas. All right. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please.
Your name, please.
I understand. Padina from Ilefe.
All right.
If I can understand what the man here is saying, is saying that Nigeria gets it wrong by saying this is 25 years, we cannot amend our constitution. And he said the people in the north, they are more than people that represent southern people, and which is right. And there is no how you want to find something. People that have majority will still have their way. So instead of that, why can't we cancel the total constitution?
All right, thank you. That's the much that I can take from you. I have to come from Obago, and it says, I'm actually enlightened by this man's submissions. I like his ideals. However, improving humanity should be the ultimate aim, and it shouldn't be sectional or concerned about the Yorubas alone. All right, that's the much that I can take this morning. Thank you all for joining us. And Mogaji Adejumo, thank you so much for the insight this morning as well.
Daniel, you are one of those who can call me at 2 a.m. and I will answer you.
Thank you so much.
I just don't know what you have done. I don't know whether you giving me a follow.
Thank you so much, Mogaji. We appreciate you for your friendship and for your time. All right, that's the size of the program this morning. My name is Daniel Odeyemi. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is Ray 91.7 FM.
ìmọ̀ jésìn àgbàfẹ́ dé ta ó rẹrù ta ò lè gbé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fiṣẹ́ dára nímọ̀ jésìn àgbàfẹ́ dé ta ó rẹrù ta ò lè gbé. Ta ó rẹrù ta ò lè gbé o, ta ó rẹrù ta ò lè gbé, àgbàfẹ́ dé òwe. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fiṣẹ́ dára nímọ̀ jésìn àgbàfẹ́ dé tẹ ó rẹrù tẹ ò lè gbé. Bí ẹ̀kan bá ti ń hewú lóòtúfẹ̀ láyé ìjọ́sí, wọn ní ó ti yẹ kó kú. Ẹni tó bá hewú ó ti gbọ́jọ́ kú ni. Nígbà tí ó dijọ́ kan gèdè, ìní ajítẹlẹ́rù ló bá hewú. Gbogbo wọn bá ń wí pé ẹ̀ẹ̀wéwú lórí rẹ̀ ni ó ti yẹ kó kú. Tó bá yọ síbì wà ló ti yẹ kó kú. Ó lémi lòun ṣe, wọ́n lòun ti hewú. Tí mo bá wá hewú sọ yẹ kí n kú ni. Wọ́n ní tá a fi dígbà rẹ̀ ni pé ẹni tó bá ti hewú kó máa kú ni. Òun náà wá mú àrùn gbàdí ńlọ bá lóko aláwo. Babaláwo ló ní kó ní àgùntàn, ó ní kó fi ṣètùtù. Ní bá fi àgùntàn wọ́n fi ṣe ìrúbọ fún un. Ìgbà tí alásùàdá dé ni wọ́n bá mú irun àgùntàn wọ́n gbọ̀n sí gbogbo ìlú. Gbogbo ẹni tí bá ti ń kọjá irun àgùntàn ń gbọ̀n lé wọn lórí, ìléwú bá ń yọ lórí wọn. Ọjọ́ tí wọ́n dá pé kí wọ́n jọ pàdé láàfin kó wá sọ̀dí rẹ̀ tó fi lóun ò ní hewú. Irun àgùntàn ti gbọ̀n sí gbogbo kálukú lórí. Àtọ̀tún ìlú àtàró ìlú gbogbo olóyè àtọba tí ń bẹ lórí ìtẹ́, ewu ti yọ lórí gbogbo wọn. Wọ́n á mú sáàrin ìlú, wọ́n ní èmi nìdí rẹ̀ tó fi yẹ tó fi ní kú ó ti ewu. Ó ní kí wọ́n wo orí ọ̀tún ìlú wò. Gbà tí wọ́n ó ṣí fìlà tí wọ́n wo orí rẹ̀ wọ́n bá ewu. Ó ní kí wọ́n wo orí akọgun. Wọ́n tún yẹ orí rẹ̀ wò, wọ́n tún bá ewu. Ó ní kí wọ́n wo orí ọlọ́jà láàrin ìlú. Wọ́n tún yẹ orí rẹ̀ wò, ó ti ewu. Ó lè mi lẹ wá pé mo ṣe. Wọ́n bá ní nígbà tí gbogbo wa ewu ẹ wá já forí ewu jinra wa. Ní bá ní àforí ewu jinra wa lónìí, àní para wa mọ́, ará àwàrẹ̀wàrẹ̀ ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹ forí ewu jinra wa. Ṣé owó tẹ́nìkan ní lẹ́ntorí rẹ̀ tẹ́ ń bínú ẹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Ọmọkùnrin níyàwó jòjòló bí ìyáálé ó sì ń bínú rẹ̀ nítorí pé wọ́n ò bọ́kùnrin ẹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Ilé ńlá lẹ́nìkan kọ́, ilé alárinrin ilẹ̀ nítorí ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń bínú sí ẹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Òkìkí ọlá àti iyì ṣe bóun lẹ́nìkan ní lẹ́torí rẹ̀ tẹ́ sì ń bínú. Ẹ̀wà jẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Aya tó rẹwà sóun lẹ́nìkan gbé sílé ẹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Ọkọ tó láfínjú ṣe bóun lẹ́nìkan ní tẹ́ ṣe ń bínú ẹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa. Ǹjẹ́ àforí ewu jinra wa lónìí àwa ò kú mọ́ o, àforí ewu jìn. Ẹ forí ewu jìn mí o, àforí ewu jinra wa, àforí ewu jìn. Kọ́kọ́ ó gbó káyà ó gbó, àforí ewu jinra wa, àforí ewu jinra wa, àforí ewu jìn. Gbogbo ìwà rẹ̀ gbogbo ìwà rẹ̀ ẹ forí ewu jìn mí o, àforí ewu jinra wa, àforí ewu jìn. Àní ẹ jẹ́ ká fiṣẹ́ dára.
Òun ni National Museum la wà yìí. Mọ́tò Akíntọ́lá òun Akíntọ́lá lò òun lẹ́ ń wò yìí. Ṣé ti mọ́tò Akíntọ́lá náà Sẹ́rí ọ̀ya ẹ wo plate number rẹ̀ sẹ́rí WNG Western Nigeria Government 125 ọ̀nà ẹ̀rí nǹkan ẹ wò àwọn tó gbà ní. Inú rẹ̀ rí àwọn táyà rẹ̀ rí olùsíárì rẹ̀ nù. Sẹ́rí ìwọ náà lórí ipò tó wà lónìí lò dáadáa ẹnìkan láyé gbò ìgbàlá ni ẹnìkan láyé gbò lò dáadáa. Àdánwò ni kò tí wọn náà wà lórí ẹ ó kú ń bẹ lọ́jọ́ kan ó gbọ́ bó ṣe rí ọ bá ń bẹ bó ṣe rí ó bá ń bẹ ó kù sọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ òun ní National Museum làwà yìí mọ́tò akẹ́tọ̀.
gbẹgbẹ Odùduwà ò fọ́tẹ̀ túnṣe nìyẹn kò sóṣì kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ onílẹ̀ fẹ́.